The sun hadn't risen yet over the rolling hills of Western Uganda when the first sound broke the silence. A long, low moo from the kraal. It echoed softly through the mist, as if the cattle themselves were calling the morning into existence. Biakwaso was already awake. He stood outside his small mud house, wrapped in a worn jacket, his breath visible in the cold dawn air. The sky was still deep blue, but a faint orange line stretched across the horizon. Another day had begun.
Today we moved them early,
he muttered to himself, picking up his long stick. Inside the kraal, over 50 heads of cattle shifted impatiently. These weren't just animals, they were wealth, pride, and survival. Most of them were Ankole cattle, their massive horns curving outward like crowns. In this land, a man's story could be told just by looking at his herd. Biakwaso clicked his tongue and called out, and the cattle responded like they understood every word. Slowly, the wooden gate creaked open, and the herd spilled out into the morning mist. The journey had begun. Morning, walking the land. As the sun rose, it painted the hills gold. The land stretched endlessly, green, rolling, alive. This was Ankole region, a place where cattle and people had lived side by side for generations. Biakwaso walked barefoot, his feet hardened by years of walking these same paths. Beside him trotted his young son Kato, no older than 10, holding a smaller stick, trying to imitate his father.
Watch them, the one with the broken horn always strays.
Kato nodded seriously, his eyes scanning the herd like a young warrior. They walked for hours. There were no fences here, no machines, just land, instinct, and tradition. The cattle moved slowly, stopping to graze on the fresh grass still wet with dew. Occasionally, one would wander too far and Biakwaso would whistle sharply, a sound that cut through the air like a command. This wasn't just work, it was a rhythm, a way of life passed down through generations. Midday, heat and silence. By midday, the sun had turned harsh. The same land that looked magical in the morning now felt unforgiving. The grass had dried under the heat, and the cattle began to slow down. Their movements became heavier, their breaths louder. Water was the problem. Biakwaso led them toward a distant valley where a small stream still flowed. But even that stream had shrunk. The dry season had not been kind.
Last year it was bigger.
Biakwaso didn't respond immediately, he just stared.
I know,
he finally said. The cattle crowded around the stream, pushing against each other for a chance to drink. Some would leave thirsty. There simply wasn't enough. Biakwaso sat under the shade of a small tree, wiping sweat from his forehead. His eyes never left the herd.
This is the hard part. You don't just feed them, you fight for them.
Fight who?
The sun, the drought, time.
Afternoon. The weight of responsibility. As the heat softened slightly, they began the slow journey back. One cow limped. Biakwaso noticed immediately. He walked over, examined its leg, and sighed. An injury like this could mean loss. And loss here wasn't just emotional, it was economic.
That one. We must watch her tonight.
Kato nodded again, learning without realizing it. They continued walking. On the way, they met another cattle keeper, an old man leaning on his stick. They exchanged greetings, short, simple, but full of understanding.
How is the pasture?
Dry.
It's getting worse every year.
No one said anything after that, because some truths didn't need more words. Evening, home, but not rest. By the time they reached home, the sky was turning orange again. The same beauty that marked the beginning of the day now marked its end. The cattle were guided back into the kraal, one by one. Biakwaso counted them carefully. One missing. His heart skipped. He scanned the hills, his mind racing. Then, in the distance, he spotted it, slowly making its way back. He exhaled deeply.
Never celebrate too early. Out here, anything can happen.
Once all were inside, he secured the gate tightly. Night brought new dangers: thieves, wild animals, and sickness. Inside the house, his wife served a simple meal: posho, beans, and milk. Biakwaso ate quietly, his body exhausted but his mind still awake. Even now he was thinking about tomorrow, about water, about grass, about survival. Cato, however, was already half asleep.
Father, will I have my own cattle one day?
Biakwaso looked at him for a long moment.
Yes, but you must learn to care for them, not just own them.
Night, the unseen struggle. The village fell silent, but Biakwaso didn't sleep deeply. He couldn't. Every small sound from the kraal made him alert. A sudden movement, a strange noise, anything could mean trouble. At one point he stepped outside, looking up at the stars. The sky was clear, endless. This life wasn't easy. It was long days under the sun. It was worry that never ended. It was fighting forces you couldn't control. But it was also pride. Those cattle out there, they were his story, his father's story, his son's future. He leaned on his stick, listening to the quiet breathing of the herd. And for a moment, just a moment, there was peace. This is the life many never see. No shortcuts, no guarantees. Just resilience. So next time you see milk on a table, remember Biakwaso, the man who walked miles under the burning sun, fought drought and uncertainty, and still woke up the next day to do it all again. Because for him, this isn't just a job, it's life. Follow and subscribe to Wild Diaries for real, raw, authentic African stories.